Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So, I'm kind of tired of certain fight fans. All they want is blood and gore and guts, and they don't understand that boxing is 90% mental, 10% physical. And why I'm making this video is because clearly there is skill involved in boxing. If you don't like fights which are cerebral and that are not just about imposing will, but imposing will with craft and skill, then go watch MMA. Go watch two guys scrap in the street. Go watch a street fight. Go watch a barroom brawl. Go watch WWE. Okay? But this is boxing. People have gone to school for this. They have been trained in the amateur system, and then they go into the pros and apply the learning and skill that they have in boxing. And boxing is not about blood and gore. Okay? Blood and gore sometimes happens in boxing. But for those people who are bloodthirsty and they think this is some sort of gladiator sport where, people get killed and assassinated, then guess what? Go get a machete, sign a waiver, all right? And go out there and chop up somebody while somebody else is chopping you up. Go get, you want blood and gore? Go taste it, all right? But this is boxing, okay? And there is skill and craft in boxing. This is not some stupid sport where people don't set up their shots. They don't use intelligence. They don't use their will. They don't use their minds to work out ways to impose their will against somebody else. Okay? I'll give you some good fights which have all the ingredients for all fans. Go watch Jose Luis Castillo versus Diego Corrales, the first fight. It had everything in it. Okay? It had skill, it had will, it had blood, it had gore, it had everything in it. But again, the fight was more not just about will, not just about heart, it was also about intellect. And you watch these two guys fight and apply their intellect against each other. Another great fight was Erik Morales versus Marcos Antonio Barrera, two very skilled Mexican fighters. They were using craft and skill. It was about will, but it was also about skill. And again, these guys were highly crafted, and to this day, Erik Morales is still a very slick, skilled veteran boxer in my mind. When I saw him fight Danny Garcia, when I saw him fight Marcos Maidana, he proved that he was savvy, skilled boxer. Muhammad Ali versus Ken Norton. People don't really pay too much attention to the first fight, but it was again a battle of tactics, strategy, not just will, not just attrition, but skill, intelligence, because the mental aspect of boxing supersedes the physical aspect of boxing. And no, mental aspects of boxing are not just about heart. They're not just about will. They're also about skill and intelligence. And I need to go into that a lot more, because a lot of these fight fans, and I had one fight fan talking about this guy's a wuss and he's gay, and I'm watching this guy and I'm like, you watch boxing, what are you talking about? Okay? Boxing is not about blood and gore. Blood and gore sometimes happens. Sometimes it's a battle of attrition. But even in those battles of attrition, it's the guy who's more clairvoyant, that is the person who can think better and more properly. The only way you're going to win a fight is if you get your opponent to get hit in a vulnerable position where they go down. No boxing match is about rock'em sock'em. No boxing match. The guy who prevails in the end is the guy that catches the other guy at a moment he did not expect to be caught, and he went down. No boxing match. I can show you all the boxing matches, and it's not just a battle of attrition. It's not just about conditioning of an athlete. Okay? It has to do with strategy, always, on the fly. It has to do with how strong your mind is against your opponent. And I'm not talking about willpower here. Okay? It's about how prepared you are for a fight and how far you will go. There are guys who've ended up in comas after losing fights. So it's not about just mental willpower and keeping yourself up. Okay? All right. That's enough for me. I'm out of here. You guys have a great one.